when all the supernatural people are busy and you get stuck with me for a few minutes. First of all, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for welcoming me into your world this weekend. I've had the best time. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves. Second of all, if you haven't heard the news, May 7th and 8th is when the next Momento Con is going to be happening of 2022. It seems like it's so far away, but it's really not. It's quite close. And Richard Speight Jr. is coming. He had to cancel this one. He will be here. Tim Amundsen is coming. And, of course, Mark Pellegrino has announced that he will be here next May. So there are some fun little tidbits for you. You can go to the Reg Desk and sign up. You don't have to give your credit card. You don't have to pay anything. You just sign up your email so that you are in line for your VIP tickets next year. And when they go on sale, Casey, the promoter, will email you, and then you can do whatever financial transaction you want at that time. But by giving your email and getting in line, it allows you to be a priority for the event in May, which should be super fun. So that's my spiel about the next con. And now, if any of you guys have any questions for me, you can line up at the mic and I will answer them. In the meantime, what's going on over here? What's on your plaque? Oh, that's nice. Yeah, they do really, that's nice. You got that here then? Right? I gotta still go. I gotta get something for my kids. Do they have good kid stuff out there? Oh, they'll do custom. That's nice. Oh, I'm sorry that he passed. Yeah, that would be amazing. Get one done of him. I'd like to see it next year or next con or whenever. Hi. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Yes, you're very
You've
good.
done an amazing job.
Thank you.
Now, I hope I'm right. Were you on an episode of House?
Yes, it was.
How was that with Hugh Laurie and that cast?
It was intimidating. It was exciting. It was the season 3 premiere, so everybody had just come back from their, months off. So everybody was excited to see each other. It was nice to start the season with them because nobody was, feeling overworked or down or anything like that. It was a hard episode to film because if you remember, my character was supposed to be paralyzed.
Uh-huh.
And so they kept being like, you're moving your head. I'm like, I don't know. I'm trying to be as still as I can. So it was a little bit difficult to act, but it was a really fun cast to work with. And of course, Hugh Laurie's an amazing actor. So that was really amazing to get a chance to work with him.
Yeah, it was cool because I saw it just before I came here, and I said, I'm going to meet her.
Yes, it's me. What's been your favorite panel this weekend so far?
I always enjoy Jim, and Jim and Curtis together, I really like that.
Mm-hmm.
Curtis he's really amazing
to
talk to.
Between the two of them, they've literally been in every project I can think of. You know what I mean? They both just work so much.
Yeah, and Mark's always good, and you know, he loves the fans.
Yes, he
does. Even though he acts like he doesn't.
Yeah, no, he definitely loves you guys.
But it's been great. Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I've had a great time too. Thank you. Hi.
Hello. So I just have kind of a question. How did you start out whenever you got into acting, and how would you recommend somebody doing it now?
Okay, well, when I started when I was very young, I started by just auditioning and being in every play in my small town in Ohio, where I grew up, that I could. Every little play, every little commercial, everything I could, I auditioned for. And when it came time for me to go to college, I decided that I wanted to study theater. So I went to New York City and went to NYU. Sorry, someone's calling me. And once I graduated, I did kind of the same thing. I just started auditioning for everything I could, and I did theater a while. And then I auditioned for this TV show, and they flew me out to LA, and I did not get the TV show, but I decided to stay there for a couple months or weeks and try to audition for other things. And I got what at the time was the pilot to the spinoff of ER, which with Keith Carradine and Rob Estes and Ming-Na Wen, and I was playing Keith Carradine's daughter. And of course, everyone was like, oh, the show's gonna go, it's gonna be really popular, and the show did not get picked up. So I decided to stay a couple more weeks, and that's when I booked Bring It On. And that's when I kind of like forever ended up in LA.
Now, that was going to be my next question. So, whenever you auditioned for Bring It On, did you audition for the part that you got?
No, I actually auditioned for Kirsten Dunst's part, Torrance.
Oh.
I auditioned 4 times for that part, and they basically were like, okay, yeah, we're going to offer it to Kirsten, but we don't think she's going to take it. So, you know, you're next in line, which would have been amazing. But she ended up taking it, and so then I had to ask them, can I audition for another role? And they're like, we don't really see you as any of the other roles. You're obviously so sweet. I was like, no, I can be evil and mean too. And so I had to audition another 4 times for the role of Courtney. So 8 auditions total to get in that movie.
Well, you were good. So.
Thank you. Oh, thanks. Thank you. Thank you. And your birthday was today? My birthday was Friday. So Virgos. Yes. Hi.
Hi. A little bit of trivia based on what you said. Ming-Na is from Pittsburgh. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, that's nice.
And her aunt and uncle have a wonderful Chinese restaurant down here called the Chinatown Inn.
Oh, okay.
And they have pictures of her. So if you're looking for Chinese takeout, it's a good place to go.
Okay, good. That is good to know.
Kind of following up on what he said too, although about Glory, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, what a great iconic TV show. How did you get the role of Glory?
Well, okay, so they have when you get an audition or your agent has an audition for you, there's what they call sides. And the sides come to you as an actor, and they don't really say, for a show like Buffy that's shrouded in secrecy and also a genre show, they don't really say much about the character. They don't really say how the character is going to relate to other characters on the show. So when I got the sides, it was just 2 pages of dialogue. The character's name was Cherry, I think, right? And the only description was female. And I was like, well, I am a female, so I've got that. And I knew it was a genre show, and I talked to Eliza Dushku, who played Faith, and she was like, just go in and do something crazy, do something different, and maybe you'll stand out. And so I went in for the audition, and I remember I just based my audition loosely on the Jack Nicholson character from The Shining. And I was like, hey, at least it'll be totally different than what everyone else does. So I was walking, after I did the audition, Buffy had their own studio lot. And I was walking to my car, and I got a call right away, like, whatever you did, just remember it, because they want you to come back tomorrow and do the exact same thing. I'm like, okay. So I went home, I tried to remember what I did. I came back the next day, and it was just me and then Charlie Weber, who of course ended up getting cast as Ben, sitting in the lobby. And I was like, we started talking, and I was like, oh, we must be playing like brother and sister or twins, something like that. So he went in, read again for Joss, and the other folks came out. I went in, read again, came out, and then this is the only time this has happened to me in my entire career, but Joss basically came out and was like, okay, you guys got the parts. And I'm like, oh, okay. It was very opposite of my Bring It On story. It was very anticlimactic. And that's kind of how that all went down.
Well, you were brilliant at it. I mean, what a great character, and you portrayed it. I can't imagine anyone else doing that, because you were cheerful and pretty and evil at the same time. It was very brilliant of you to play it that way.
Oh, well, thank you. She was I always say, and I imagine a lot of these actors that I'm interviewing about Supernatural feel the same way, but with that role, I feel like I won the lottery. It's just been an amazing a part to play and a show to be a part of. So thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hey, I wonder if you have a favorite episode in Supernatural and your favorite character in the show.
Well, my favorite season would be season 5. I do like Weekend at Bobby's as a standalone episode, but I would say season 5 is my favorite. I like a lot of the characters, obviously. Yesterday, someone asked me who I would play. I kind of changed my mind about that last night. I think that now that I'm like had a night to think about it, I think Crowley would be the character that I would like to play. It's kind of the most like Glory-ish, I think. Although, you know, you can't picture anyone playing it but Mark Shepard. So it's always interesting when you ask that, because just like Buffy, I feel like everybody on Supernatural was cast perfectly, you know. So those are my answers, though.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi, I just wanted to say that I loved you in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I think that you were one of the best villains, if not the best.
Thank you.
And my question is, what was your favorite part of filming Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
What was my favorite part of filming Buffy? Well, I hear a lot of stories, obviously, and you guys do too, about the Supernatural set, which sounds like a lot of fun, really relaxed, you know, but still getting the work done. That was not the tone at Buffy. Buffy was very serious, you know. So I think instead of like that being my favorite part of the experience has been, since we've filmed, like coming to events like this, well, Buffy events, you know, and getting to hang out with the cast outside of the work environment, that's been like the really fulfilling, rewarding part to me. Some of my best friends, Julie, Charisma, Emma, Amber, you know, all the girls on the show, we all have remained very tight and close. And so that's been, you know, the amazing part of the show, and the longevity part is not the actual work or the filming in the moment, but what's happened since. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Hi.
Hi. Out of all the scenes you've done on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, what is the one scene that you will always have with you?
What is the one scene that I will always have with me? I think the two most memorable scenes for me were the first scene in where I appear, where I bust through the wall and you see me fight Buffy. There's the monk that's tied up. It's very, you know, it was very dramatic. The monologue there. I had never filmed television before. I'd only done the one movie in the pilot, the ER spinoff pilot. And so I didn't really understand that you didn't have to film it like theater. So when I went to set that day, I had the whole thing memorized, like all of the pages. And I was just, you know, they called for a rehearsal and I just did it all. And I remember they were like, oh my gosh, what is going on? You can stop in between. I was like, why would I do that? You know? So it was just a very memorable day, and that episode I think is really memorable. And it was just the first time I like put her all out there. So that scene will always be with me. And then from the 100th episode, the big fight scene with Buffy, you know, where she ends up like sacrificing herself, that is the other one that's still very poignant and I remember really well, especially because of all the stunt work. We had to rehearse it a lot. We had a couple extra days of rehearsal. They brought us in on the weekend. So I guess those would be the two. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Okay, guys, I am going to go get ready for our last panel of the weekend. I can't believe it, with Misha. Thank you guys again for being such an amazing audience, and I will see you in about 20 minutes.